Hi, I'm Mickey from Roller Skate Revival, and I am so excited about today's project. I'm actually doing it early in the morning before work, because I couldn't wait. So I got some old penny trucks. I bought them used, and I also have a spare Powerdyne Thrust plate, the one that comes on the Moxie Lolly, so these are the trucks from that. And I'm going to paint them with some acrylic paints, so they look more like these ones.
You grab the skates and I'll grab the tools. Let's go rolling around like a couple of fools. Don't care if we're old, let's start something new. As we go rolling around, me and you.
So I just got some brand new Bont Parkstars, which is uncharacteristic for me. I don't usually buy new things. Usually I'm like all secondhand all the time. But I really wanted a low heel and wide toe box, and I couldn't really find anything that would offer that without buying these. So I did. And I painted, this was actually the black, white, and gray stock, one that comes basic, but I didn't want the gray, so I painted it blue with some Angelus suede dye. I didn't film it, I'm sorry. I was having kind of a stressful day, so all I wanted to do was like hang out and paint skates and listen to a podcast. I didn't want to like care about whether I looked like a swamp monster or anything.
When you wear your hair back, it makes you look old.
Yeah, exactly. So sorry guys, I didn't film it, but it wasn't hard. You can find lots of videos on how to paint with Angelus suede dye. But anyway, so I wanted to make some new trucks to match. These are the trucks I have from my old setup. I painted them with like a space motif. And so I wanted to get some new trucks for this one. I found some penny trucks on, in Germany they have a website that's called eBay Kleinanzeigen. It's basically like, it says eBay in the name, but it's actually more like Craigslist. You don't bid on anything, you just email someone and say, hey, I want to buy this. So I use that all the time. And I got the penny trucks secondhand for like, I think I got a penny board for like 15 euros. And so I just, used the wheels and the bearings. Actually, they're right here. I used the wheels and the bearings, and then I gave the board away. So I have these and I want to paint them. And usually when I paint something, I hydro dip. That's what I've been doing for the past year or so, and that often that turns out really cool. Like these are some of my favorite ones that I hydro dipped. But I think that the drawback of that is it's really fragile. Like you spray paint a bunch of water and then you dip something in it, and sometimes it ends up looking really cool, but sometimes it's like a thin film, and if you touch it then it breaks, and so it's like a little hit and miss. For example, somebody recently asked me if you could hydro dip plastic plates, and I actually had no idea. I had never tried it before. So I had this set of plates I didn't care about, so I did, and it did work out. I put like what's it called? The sealant on over it, and it looks pretty like it's staying there, but there were some points where like I touched it, like here, where it just, broke off, and I just want to try something different. I've been seeing this stuff online where people will paint. It's like an acrylic painting technique. I think one of the names for it is called the Dutch pour, where what people do is they water down their acrylic paint so it has maybe like a ketchup consistency, maybe a little bit thinner than that, and then they'll like layer it in a cup so it's like, color, maybe even like a little inconsistent so it's not just the full layer. And then if they're gonna paint this, then they'll be like, boop, and then they'll like lift it up, and then it kind of like comes out, and they'll move it around so it's all goopy and maybe even use like a hairdryer to blow it out, and it looks really beautiful. And so I wanted to try that, and I didn't film when I was experimenting with this the other day, because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't expect it to go that well, but some of these are so beautiful. Look at this one, it's so pretty. Or like, this is another favorite. It's really nice. I like this one too. This one's really pretty. So I did these ones as an experiment, but I don't want to skate on these ones actually, because this is another experiment. So many experiments. I bought these trucks on, I think it was AliExpress. It was like a generic penny-like company from China. But when they arrived, I noticed that the axles are the same. It's connected here. It's not like, like a penny truck. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure that the axle is actually its own, it's something different. It's not just, it's like, I don't have the vocabulary for this, but basically the axle could separate from the truck. It's like its own thing. Whereas this one, it's like all molded one piece. And I think that this would be strong enough for like just people who casually skate their pennies down the street. But actually, when I saw that, I was not super confident about doing a bunch of like, you know, like jumps and stalls and things like that on this. So this I think is fine for casual penny skateboard, but I actually don't want to use them on aggressive roller skates. So I painted them as an experiment, and I'll just try to sell them to a skateboard, like a casual skater, I guess. And then I wanted to get some actual penny trucks to try the same technique on. So that's what I'm gonna do. So the best ones were actually a little bit of an accident. The first one I did were these two, and they look a little too dark actually, but I mean, they look all right. And then after that one I did, I think, these two. So these are the ones that came out when I had like a little cup and I poured it and then I like moved them around. But then after I did those ones, I noticed that my little trough, my little mess trough under me was really beautiful with like all these just like drips and swirls from all the stuff that had dripped off of the trucks. And so then I just like took a truck and like dunked it in, and that's how I got like this one, or like these ones that have kind of like a mother of pearl, really neat swirly. Maybe it's too dark, I don't know if I can like focus, but this one's a really cool one too. So these ones actually kind of came from just dipping it in the mess trough. So I'm going to try to replicate that. I'm not totally sure how, since I didn't try to do that in the first place, but I was thinking that maybe if I try to like dunk the paint on this part and then let it drip and then dunk that in, maybe that'll work. I don't know, we'll see. If you've been watching this whole video and admiring my roller skating Morty shirt, I got this from a US American company. I think it's called Skate Swagger, probably skateswagger.com. So yeah, I've had this for a year, maybe over a year. Super soft. I wear it all the time, wash it all the time. It's still really bright, still maintains all its colors. And if you want to, you know, have some skate clothes and support the Black-owned company, skateswagger.com. Oh, there's Rick. I forgot about that. Especially because I just kind of like that I asked them. I was like, what's with the roller skating Morty? And they're like, oh no, we're just like Rick and Morty. I love imagining this universe where Morty's like this sick-ass roller skater. So, skateswagger.com if you want to get one too. They did not give me any money. This is not a collab. You know, it's just a thing that I bought that I like. Materials for this project are the trucks that I'm going to paint, some masking tape for the axles, some basic paints. I just got these at the dollar store. Some mixing sticks if I'm going to mix the paints, some latex gloves, some little plastic containers to catch the paint in. I got these just from basically microwave food after I ate it. Some little plastic cups, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use the hairdryer, but I might. And a garbage bag just to kind of clean up the mess. So step one is going to be to just clean off your trucks a little bit if they're dirty. I use a citrus cleaner, same citrus cleaner I use when I clean my bearings. I just, you know, took some paper towel, whatever, just like wiped it down. I did that last night, so that's why I'm not going to do it in front of the camera, but I think you can imagine what it looks like. And then cover up your axles with some masking tape so that they won't get all covered in paint or sealant. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just thin out some of the paint. I saw that a lot of times acrylic painters will use various other materials, but since I'm not a very serious painter, I just got these at the dollar store. I'm gonna just use some water, which is also something I see people doing. Oh, I hope I don't run out of blue. I need this blue. And I saw one lady say that she thinned it out with just a little bit in her water. One woman said that she would put just a tiny bit of dish soap, like I see it has like a couple of bubbles, like 2 drops, not very much at all. So I did that also. Let's hope that was a good idea. Let's see, just a little bit of water. So now I need to make my main cup with some of that, some of that, and some blue. Let's do some more silver. So I'm gonna pour over this part, even though that's not actually the part that I care about. Ooh, cool. That's kind of neat. It's not what I expected. In the last one, I think I had too much silver, so I'm gonna avoid that. Maybe I just have too much black, actually. I'll try the same thing. I'll start, well, maybe I'll do, okay, this time I'll do something different. What if I do this and then go wah? Oh, fuck. I just totally missed it. Okay, it's not what I wanted. But this part looks pretty cool. So now let's see what happens if I just dunk that in. Ah, cool. That looks pretty neat. Let's let it slip down. So my cup looks like this inside. I'm gonna use the hairdryer. Sorry, the hairdryer is off camera, but I'm gonna try to blow the air a little bit. Ooh, that one looks pretty cool. Even though I know that this is gonna get destroyed when I grind, I still wanna spread it out a little bit. That one looks really good. Don't know if you can see. Let's do that again. So let's try not to overpower too much black. Some silver, some blue, just a little bit of black. Again, my cup, you can see all the colors are kind of layered. Let's take my truck, pour it around. This might be a little too much black. Let's see what happens. Now let's move it around. I think I'm gonna use the hairdryer again. Sorry that that's off camera, but my plug is far away. Well, that looks awesome, but it's not covered enough, so I need to pop it out a little bit in the penny part. Looks like this time it was a little bit too thick because I'm getting some parts that didn't get covered. I think this one is a little boring and I want to redo it. That is much more interesting, I think. So this is how they look after about 2 hours. Pretty good. I think I might paint over the penny part, the logo, to make it stand out more. And yeah, that one looks nice. This one is kind of boring. I might redo it, but also with the other ones, they looked kind of dull when they painted, when the paint was dry, but then after I went over them with a gloss, the color popped out a lot more. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens with these ones too. So it's the next day. I painted a sealant over the trucks and it's snowing outside, which is total bullshit. I'm never gonna get to use these. But anyway, so this is how it turned out on the Powerdyne trucks. I think it looks pretty cool. Here's the other Powerdyne. Yeah, I think this one looks really nice. I don't know if you can see because of all the shine. But... And then here are my Bonts with the pennies. I didn't pay much attention to this part because I figured they're gonna get destroyed, you know, pretty quickly. So I paid pretty much no attention at all to the you know, the part that I'm gonna be grinding on. But I think I should have done, I also kind of ignored this part because I figured that it would be hidden, but I can see it, so I might actually go over that again. But this one's a little too dark. If I were a little bit less lazy, I would maybe redo that one. I think that was the first one I did, and it was just a little bit too much black. This one looks really cool. I like this one. So obviously I'm making this up as I go along. I think anybody with any kind of a acrylic painting background would do a much better job. I'm just kind of posting this because it was an experiment I did and I think it turned out really well, and so maybe somebody else will take this idea and do much better with it. But yeah, so here's another way to customize your trucks. Sweet. And in case you're wondering what kind of, just bonk myself in the face. In case you're wondering what kind of grind blocks these are Faustflake. They come from Indonesia, but they actually get imported into Europe. If you go to Instagram, you can see Faustflake Europe, and I think they're very good. I've been using them for about a year. They're probably, if you live, I don't know about if you live in the US, but if you live in Europe or certainly Asia, they're significantly cheaper than any other grind blocks you can find. And as far as I know, there's no waiting list. I ordered these and I had them like 10 days later. And even if I was waiting like, you know, just over a week, and the guy was like, I'm so sorry, it's taking so long. And then my friends in the US are like, oh, everything's sold out. I've been waiting for months. So if you are, I don't know, you know, when you're going to be watching this and where you're going to be, but if you are desperate for grind blocks, or even if you're not desperate and you just want some good grind blocks, check out Faustflake or Faustflake Europe, and no, they didn't pay me. I just have these and I like them, so I'm talking about them. I'm here in my Sunday vest, not my vest, but this is my Sunday clothes. I bet you can't believe I woke up looking like this. I bet you can. I was editing the video that you were watching just now, and someone tagged me. I'm so happy. When I forgot to mention that when you guys use one of these videos and customize your own stuff, please, please, please tag me on Instagram. It makes me so happy. Roller Skate Revival. Yay, let's see what it is. I didn't even watch it yet. I was too excited. Oh my god, it's my giant face on a giant TV. Oh no. Oh, she's so happy. Oh, that makes me super, super happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for sharing so I can see it.
You grab the skates and I'll grab the